All right, so starting into chapter 5. So we're still working with fractions. Last time it was all, our last chapter, I should say, all about estimating and ordering them, how we can convert back and forth between improper fractions and mixed numbers and all that stuff. Now we're going to get into actually working with them without estimating. We're actually going to add and subtract, we'll multiply, divide, do all that stuff with them. But first, the kickoff here. Estimate the product, round each factor to the nearest whole number, then multiply. So, nearest whole number. So, half of 14 would be 7. So, 3 is definitely below the hat. So, if this is less than half, this is going to stay an 8. 1/13, same thing there. Clearly below half, so it's going to stay at 7. We're multiplying, so we end up with 56. Okay. Now, when we actually add and subtract, we first have to make sure they have common denominators. Once the denominators are the same, then all we're going to do is add or subtract the tops, and then we simplify them if we can. So like this one here, if we add these here, both of them are 6, so we're good to go. So the bottom will be that common denominator. All you have to do is add the tops. 1 and 1 makes 2. Now, always see if you can reduce it. Both of these are even, so we could divide them by 2. So 2 divided by 2 would be 1 for the top. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so it would end up being 1/3. And that would be your answer. So make sure they're common denominators. That common denominator is going to be what your answer is going to have too. Add or subtract the tops, and then simplify if you need. So this one here, 8 and 2, not common denominators. However, common denominator between 8 and 2, 2 can go into 8. So 8's going to be that. It's that least common denominator, that least common multiple is really what we're doing with these. So this would stay 4/8 plus, I would take 4 times 2 to get 8 on the bottom. So if I take that times 4, I have to take the top times 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. And if we add them, 4 and 4 make 8 over 8, which we could reduce. That's really 1. The top and bottom are the same. It's 1. All right, so looking at this one, clearly don't have the same denominators. So what we're going to have to do is this. So 10 and 7, where's the first one that are going to match up? Well, 7 would go 14, not divided by 10, 21, not divided by 10, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. 70 is going to be the first one that 10 is going to be able to go into, because to be divisible by 10, it has to end in a 0. So 70 is going to be our common denominator. So I would take 10 times 7. So I'm going to take 9 times 7, which is 63. Here I'd be multiplying by 10. So the top would be multiplied by 10 and get 50. And we're subtracting. So common denominator 70. 63 minus 50 leaves us with 13. And you can't simplify this one. Now, if we have more than 2 fractions, still the same thing. Still have to have that common denominator. Now, 7 and 14, well, if I take 7 times 2, I get 14. So 14 is going to be my common denominator. So it's going to be my denominator for my answer. Now, 7 times 2, so 1 times 2 would be 2 on top. Here we're over 14, so that'll stay a 9. Or 14, that'll stay a 1. 7 would be times 2, so 4 times 2 is 8. So now if we add these up, 2 and 9, 11, 12, 20. So first off, we could reduce this by 2 and get 10 over 7. Now, that's an improper fraction, so we would make it a mixed number. 7 goes into 10 once, and there would be 3 left over, so 1 and 3/7 would be your final answer. So, let me know if you have any questions. Remember, you can always send me a pan, email me, send me a message on Google Classroom. If you need to go back and review anything, please do so. Remember, you can always rewind or click back and watch something again. Otherwise, until next time, we'll talk to you later, guys.